Hello, everybody. I have another story for you today. I know you guys remember the story of the three little pigs and the big bad wolf. Well, this story says the title of this book is The True Story of the Three Little Pigs, written by the big bad wolf. I wonder what he has to say. Here we go. Everyone knows the story of the three little pigs, or at least they think they do. But I'll let you in on a little secret. Nobody knows the real story because no one has ever heard it from my side of the story. That's the big bad wolf talking. And there he is. I'm the wolf, Alexander T. Wolf. You can call me Al. I don't know how this whole big bad wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong. Ooh. Maybe because of our diet. Look at that sandwich. I don't think I could eat one that big. Hey, it's not my fault wolves eat cute little animals like bunnies and sheep and pigs. That's just the way we are. If cheeseburgers were cute, folks would probably think they were big bad too. But like I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. Uh-oh. This is the real story. Can you see those words? This is the real story. Why? Back in Once Upon a Time, like a lot of stories start, I was making a birthday cake for my dear old granny. I had a terrible sneezing cold and I ran out of sugar. So I walked down the street to ask my neighbors for a cup of sugar. Now, this neighbor was a pig. And he wasn't too bright either. He had built his whole house out of, who remembers? Straw, that's correct. Can you believe it? I mean, who in their right mind would build a house of straw? So, of course, the minute I knocked on the door, it fell right in. I didn't want to just walk in somebody's house, so I called, little pig, are you in? No one answered. I was just about to go without a cup of sugar for my dear old granny. Then that's when the sneeze started to itch. I felt a sneeze coming on. Well, I huffed and I snuffed. Uh-oh, what's gonna happen? And I sneezed a great sneeze. What do you think happened to the little pig's house when he did that? Oh my, look at that house. And you know what? That whole darn straw house fell down, and right in the middle of the pile of straw was the first little pig. I guess that's him. Dead as a doornail. Ah! He had been home the whole time. It seemed like a shame to leave a perfectly good barn dinner lying there in straw, so I ate it up. Think of it as a cheeseburger just lying there. You would do the same. was feeling a little better, but I still didn't have a cup of sugar. So I went to the next neighbor's house. Can you see that house right there? This neighbor was the first little pig's brother. He was just a little smarter, but not that much. He had built his house of sticks. I rang the doorbell on the stick house and nobody answered. I called, "Mr. Pig, Mr. Pig, are you in?" He yelled back, "Go away, Wolf. You can't come in. I'm shaving my hairs on my chinny chin chin." I had just grabbed the doorknob when I felt another sneeze coming on. I huffed and I snuffed and I tried to cover my mouth, but I sneezed a great sneeze. I'm not going to sneeze, but the wolf did. Oh, and you're not going to believe it, but this guy's house fell in just like his brother's. And when the dust cleared, there was the second little pig, dead as a doornail. Wolf's honor. And there he is. What do you think the pig's going to do now? Let's see. Well, now you know, food will spoil if you just leave it out in the open. So I did the only thing there was to do. I had dinner again. Think of it as a second helping. I was getting awfully full, but my cold was feeling a little bit better, and I still didn't have that cup of sugar for my dear old Granny's birthday cake. So I went to the next house. This guy was the first and the second little pig's brother. He must have had all the brains in the family because he built his house of bricks. I knocked on the brick house. No answered. I called, "Mr. Pig, Mr. Pig, are you in?" And do you know what that rude little porker answered? "Get out of here, Wolf. Don't bother me again." Talk about impolite. He probably had a whole sack full of sugar. And he wouldn't even give me 1 cup for my dear sweet old Granny's birthday cake. What a pig. I was just about to go home and maybe make a nice card instead of a cake, when I let out my cold, when I could feel it coming on, and I huffed, and I snuffed, and I sneezed once again. And then the little pig yelled, "And your old granny can just sit on a pen." Wow. Not very nice, is he? Now, I'm usually a pretty calm fellow, but when somebody talks about my granny like that, I go a little crazy. And when the cops drove up, of course, I was trying to break down the pig's door. And the whole time I was huffing and I was puffing and sneezing and making a real scene. You see him there? Whoops. The rest, as they say, is history. And we have a newspaper there, and it says the Big Bad Wolf, A.T. Wolf, Big and Bad. The newspaper reporters found out about the 2 pigs that I had for dinner, and they figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar didn't sound very exciting. So they jazzed up the story with all of that huff and puff and blow your house down, and they made me the big bad wolf. That's it. That's the real story. I was framed. Do you know what the word frame means? Let's see. Frame means he didn't really do it. Somebody made it look like he did it. But maybe you could loan me a cup of sugar. And that's the end of our story. I hope you enjoyed it. Do you remember the other story? Do you remember the things that are the same? There's still 3 little pigs. There's still a big bad wolf. Do you think that big bad wolf was innocent? Do you know what that word means? Innocent? It means he didn't really do it. He was just had a sneeze. What do you think about that story? All right, guys, I love you. Bye-bye.